Okay, so it's 7:10, and we'll have this rule in. A few housekeeping rules before we begin. Kindly put your microphones on mute, as it will help to avoid background noise towards the session and when the session is ongoing too. Also, if you have any questions at any point, do not wait till the very end. Kindly drop that in the chat box, and we'll attend to them during the Q&A segment. If you're enjoying the session, feel free to drop reactions. This will help us better. Thank you so much. Before we begin, I would love to take this time to recognize the presence of our Executive Director and partner at Veritasi Homes, Mr. Toby Yusuf. You're welcome, sir. Good evening. Okay. Also, I'd love to recognize the presence of our marketing and corporate communications manager, Mr. Bidimi Alfred. You're welcome. Good evening, sir. We're happy to have you tonight.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Welcome. All right. So, on behalf of everyone at Veritasi Homes and Properties, we say a big welcome. We are glad to have you tonight. Today's session isn't just about showing you beautiful properties or telling you about them, it's about helping you see what real estate truly is, a tool for wealth preservation, wealth building, and also long term value, and creating the legacy that outlives you. Without further ado, I'd love to introduce myself. My name is Chinagaram Asamoha, and I am the media presenter at Veritasi Homes. Also, I'll be serving as the host for today's webinar. I'm pretty excited to do that. Joining us today is our speaker, our ever amazing and beautiful luxury acquisition executive. Her name is Aditola Ademiluyi, with over 10 years of experience in luxury property advisory and client acquisition. She has worked closely with H&I clients, guiding them through the most exclusive real estate decisions of their lives. Aditola, you're welcome. You look so pretty, as always. You have the floor, Tola. Okay, so you're muted. We can
Thank
hear
you so
you.
much,
Yes.
Ine. I just realized it. Thank you so much, Ine, for the kind introduction. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. Prior to joining Veritasi, I used to think that luxury real estate was primarily about beautiful architecture, world-class amenities, and stunning interiors. But today, I see it differently. When I walk into a luxury development, I don't just see a building. I see an asset. I see a store of value. I see something that many investors use to protect the wealth that they have spent years and sometimes decades creating. And that shift in perspective is exactly what inspired today's conversation. So today, it's not about convincing anyone to buy luxury properties. No, it's just basically to help us understand why some of the world's most successful investors continue to allocate part of their wealth to prime real estate. We're going to be taking a quick poll now. There are no right or wrong answers, but your choice actually says something about what matters to you most as an investor. Stephen, can you put up the poll, please? Yes. If I transferred 1 billion naira into your account today, what would you do with it? Like I said, there are no right or wrong answers. We just want to know where you are at as an investor and what matters most to you. Would you leave it in the bank? Would you buy gold? Would you buy stocks? Would you buy dollars? Would you buy real estate? So I would love to see your answers. So I will just give a few minutes for you to put in your answers. Okay, just a few minutes. Are people voting, please? Thank you. Can we see the results? Are we done voting?
I think we're still voting because I can see the numbers
Okay,
moving up. Yeah.
let's see. How many people have voted from your end, please, if you don't mind?
Okay, 19, 20 now.
Okay, can we pull up the results? Because we just want to see how people, where people are at, what matters to them as investors. Okay, a lot of 81% said they will buy real estate. That's very interesting. 5% said they will buy dollars. Okay. 40% said they will buy stocks. 0% will buy gold, and 0% will leave in the bank. Okay, which is interesting. Thank you very much for voting. Some investors are focused on growth, others are focused on liquidity. Some are focused on income, but many experienced investors eventually become focused on something else entirely, which is protecting the wealth that they have already created. One of the biggest lessons I've learned working in luxury real estate is that investors think differently at different stages of life. When we are younger, we are often focused on how to make money, creating wealth, growing our careers, building successful businesses, and increasing our income. But after several years of hard work, many people actually reach a different stage. And the question changes from how do I make more money to how do I make sure the money that I already made still has value 10 years from now? How do I transfer wealth to the next generation? And this is where wealth preservation begins. Luxury real estate continues to outperform in certain locations because of a combination of factors. Factors like location, prestige that is associated with that particular development, the infrastructure, rental demand, and scarcity. Let's take Banana Island, for example. I don't know if many of us can remember a time when people thought buying a house in Banana Island at 150 million naira was too expensive. Today, a lot of us wish we had bought because land values have drastically increased, changed, because supply has remained limited while demand has continued to rise. As of last year, I know that land in Banana Island was sold for 2.5 million naira to 3.5 million naira per square meter. This year, land is currently trading at about 5 million naira per square meter. Again, many investors were approached last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago to invest in Banana Island, but they chose not to move forward. But if they had bought into the project last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the value of that investment would have appreciated significantly right now. One of the questions I get asked often by investors that are interested in luxury real estate is this. It's what will my return on investment be in 2 years, and 5 years, or 10 years from now? How long will it take me to recoup my money back? And what is the rental yield in that location? That question matters to, those questions rather matter to investors because investors are no longer working for money or simply working for money alone. They are looking for ways to make money work for them. A discerning investor thinking about the future, they're thinking about the future of their kids and the legacy that they want to leave behind. So let me bring this closer to home and use a real life scenario, something that happened to my friend. A friend of mine in 2023 bought into an off-plan property in Lekki Phase 1 at 85 million naira, which was roughly about $100,000 at the time because exchange rate. Its initial deposit was supposed to be 25%, and balance payment was spread across quarterly payments. Yes, the project was meant to be completed in 2024, but due to factors beyond the developer's control, it was completed in December 2025. Upon completion, the property actually appreciated in value to 220 million naira. That's upon completion in 2025. And today in 2026, that property is valued at 300 million naira now. So in practical terms, so I don't bore you, you don't have to start worry about doing the calculations and figuring out trying to calculate what the rate is right now. In practical terms, after accounting for the original $100,000 he invested, he still created significant even a top tier Banana Island project. This is a mid-market development in Lekki Phase 1. In my opinion, I don't know many investments that will give you this much capital appreciation within this time frame. So, and this is the power of entering the right market at the right time. Absolutely. Andrew says, yeah, you need to put into consideration the flying devaluation and sorry, I think I lost that question, but I'll come back to it shortly. So this is the power of entering the right market at the right time. So the question now is, how do you preserve wealth? There is no single investment that guarantees wealth preservation, but there are principles that successful investors consistently follow. One of those principles is investing in prime locations with a proven track record. Again, not all real estates perform the same way. Investors that are serious about wealth preservation pay serious attention to location because that drives long-term demand and long-term value. Areas such as Banana Island, Ikoyi, Victoria Island have consistently attracted investors because of factors such as limited land supply and scarcity, strong rental demand, quality infrastructure, the prestige and exclusivity of areas like that, and sustained interest for both local and diaspora investors. And these are some of the characteristics that have helped these locations remain desirable over the years. Another principle that successful investors follow is that they diversify their investment portfolio. Experienced investors, discerning investors understand that wealth preservation is really achieved through a single investment. So rather than putting all their eggs in one basket, if I may use that word, all their capital in one asset class, they build diversified portfolios that may include businesses, stocks and equities, fixed income investments, real estate, foreign currency, and other alternative investments. Each investment serves a different purpose, and together, they help to create a more balanced and resilient portfolio. Is everyone listening, please? Is everyone with me? If you have any questions at any point, please put in the comment section. I hope I'm not moving too fast. I hope everyone is carried along. If there's anything that you need me to come back to, please let me know and I'll take it again. I know that there's a question in the chat box that Andrew asked. I will come back to that shortly. Okay, so like I was saying, each investment serves a different purpose, and together they create a more robust, a more balanced and resilient portfolio, just so that you're properly taken care of. If stocks fall, if dollars fall, if something happens to your real estate portfolio, you just want to make sure that you have a diversified portfolio that takes care of you, that covers you, that protects you. Another principle that discerning investors follow is that they stay ahead of market developments. And one thing that I have learned is that informed investors pay attention to developments before everyone does. They pay attention to what is happening around them. They watch out for new infrastructure projects, government initiatives and policies, commercial developments, population growth, and changes in pattern. If they notice that people are moving towards a particular area, say for example, a Atlantic, they want to find out what's going on. Are there new developments in that area? What is pushing people to this direction? Let's take a Atlantic, for example. Many people see a new city. Investors see a bigger picture. They see the new US consulate. They see the coastal road. They see increasing commercial activity, and they see the future, the vision of a financial district. And they understand that infrastructure has the power to drive demand and influence property appreciation and property values over time. And they key into it. Once they see all these things happening around us, a few or some of these things happening around a particular location, they key in. Another principle that discerning and successful investors follow is that they enter the market early. Many experienced investors understand the value of entering the market early before a development is, well, to an extent, insider information, sorry, Andrew Yaji, insider information and also research and staying abreast of what is happening in different areas, key areas of interest. Just staying abreast of it, making sure that you know what's going on will help you to achieve this. So enter the market early. Many experienced investors understand the value of entering the market before a development is completed. So, and this is one of the advantages of investing in off-plan developments. That is because investors can often secure today's pricing, and they can also spread payments over an agreed period of time, which is usually 12 months, 24 months, and 36 months. And this helps to create flexibility because you can continue growing your businesses and managing other investments while gradually building a premium real estate portfolio. In many cases, the return on other investments can help to support these scheduled payments over time. The ROI that you're making from your stocks, from your dollar trading, and all those other ones can take care of your real estate portfolio. Another principle that discerning investors follow is to invest with a credible developer. So I say this a lot, that location matters, but as a developer behind projects. Before making an investment, it is very, very important to consider the developer's track record. As this developer successfully built any project, delivered any project, what is his track record? What is his financial strength? What is his reputation? What is his ability to deliver quality projects on time? Yes, there are situations where things happen beyond your control. We understand that. But what does this track record say? So choosing the right developer is just as important as choosing the right location. If you invest in the right location, but with the wrong developer, you will not only lose time, you will lose money, you will lose confidence in the process. And one of the things about Veritasi is that one of the things that we take seriously at Veritasi is building developments that are not just aspirational, but investment worthy. So projects like Tinola Towers in Banana Island and Oyster Towers in Eco Atlantic are designed not only for luxury living, but also for long-term value creation, capital appreciation, strategic positioning, and in two of Lagos's most sought-after markets. According to the estate surveying firm Dia Fatimile and Co., rental prices in Lagos luxury districts such as Banana Island, Ikoyi, and Victoria Island surged by 51% between 2024 and 2025. And this reinforces real estate's position as a preferred wealth preservation asset among high net worth individuals. Today, rents for a two-bedroom apartment in Ikoyi, typical, very typical, Ikoyi, Island, and Eco Atlantic, ranges between 36 million naira per annum to 50 to 60 million naira per annum, with annual capital appreciation in some cases ranging from 20 to 60%. The Lagos real estate market is projected to reach 3.4 trillion naira by 2029, and luxury real estate will continue to command a significant share of that growth. The luxury industry remains strong because of limited supply, limited land supply, strong capital appreciation, sustained demand despite rising construction costs. In summary, wealth preservation is not about chasing every investment opportunity that comes your way. It's about making informed decisions consistently. It's about investing in the right location, diversifying your portfolio, identifying opportunities early, taking advantage of the structured opportunities such as off-plan developments, and working with credible developers who have a proven track record. Ultimately, the goal is to build a portfolio where your investments continue to work for you so that you can focus on growing your career, building your businesses, retiring, as that may be, and creating a lasting legacy for the next generation. So, as I close, I would like to leave you with this thought. Luxury real estate is no longer just about owning a beautiful home. It's about it is increasingly about owning the right assets in the right location with the right long-term fundamentals behind it. For many discerning investors, the conversation is no longer about how to create wealth alone. It's about how to preserve it, protect it, and position it for the future. And that is why locations such as Banana Island, Ikoyi, and Eco Atlantic continue to remain relevant in the wealth preservation conversations. Thank you very much for your time this evening. I hope this conversation has given you a different perspective on luxury real estate and the role it can play in a long-term investment strategy. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Tola. That was quite insightful. I believe our audience can attest to that. Thank you once again for your time. Really appreciate that. Before we continue, a quick reminder, please keep dropping your questions in the chat box. We'll attend to them shortly. Just a quick recap, and let's just take a brief look at two of our flagship premium developments. First is the Tiniola Towers. It is situated on Banana Island. It is 15 floors of pure sophistication, home to only 50 limited edition apartments, including breathtaking penthouses. Every unit is designed with panoramic views, state-of-the-art facilities, and a warranty of 3 years on entire units and 10 years on leakage. This is not a home. This is a full statement. Then we have Oyster Towers, just by the coastal road. Rising. Oh, okay. Someone in chat box is saying, kindly show what you're talking about. Okay. Stephen, could you pull that up, please? You can as well check on our portfolio on um, on our website at veritasihomes.com. But we'll have to pull that up. Thank you very much, Emeka. Yeah. Then we have Oyster Towers just by the coastal road, rising on Echo Atlantic City, overlooking the Atlantic Ocean. It sits in the heart of some of the most significant developments in Lagos, including the Kuramo Beach residence and the future largest US Consulate General office in the world. Every apartment comes fully ensuite with a facade that speaks luxury from every angle. Emeka, yes, we're going to pull that up for you. Sorry about that. Least I forget, we have Allied Towers located at McGregor Ikoyi, which is currently sold out. I just had to chip that in. So both of the properties I earlier on mentioned are more than just where you live. They represent class, a rare class of investments, positioned in locations where value only continues to rise. Okay, so we've gotten to the point we've all been waiting for, which is the question and answer segment. I can see quite a number of questions in the chat box. Thank you so much for them, for dropping them there. Thank you. I'll be taking them one after the other. So please bear with me as we go through that. Okay, so let's start with this one. So, Tola, sorry, just to check in, did you answer the question from Andrew? Hi, Tola. Hello. Hello, Tola. Can you hear me?
Chini, I
Sorry.
think our
Yeah.
network
Yeah.
is
Yes. I
um,
figured.
going off. Let's
I
just take the
figured.
questions. We should be back.
Sorry, I didn't get you, Steven.
Yeah, I think our network is fluctuating from what it is. Let's
Yeah.
take the questions. And
Okay, that's fine. Okay. So let's just take this question.
Hi, sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. I think you have something that you put in place that
Ah,
visitors can unmute themselves. So that was what happened. I
oh,
couldn't
sorry
unmute
about
myself.
that. Sorry about that, Tala.
Okay.
Okay, so I was
What's
asking
the
if
question?
you, during this session, if you took the question from Andrew, did you answer that?
I think I did, but I don't mind taking it again.
All right, cool. 1 minute. I'm just going to read that out. Thank you very much, Stephen. So for Emeka asking for the portfolio, asking for the properties I was mentioning earlier, we're just going to pull up Tinola Towers and also Oyster, and then you also get to see all of them. Thank you so much, Stephen. Okay, so while we're going, okay, that is Tinola Towers. Exactly.
Continue.
Thank you. Yeah. So while we have that on the screen, Tola, this question is for you. Got to take into consideration the flying devaluation and inflation rates within this period too, right? I think this is for you from
Absolutely.
your session.
Absolutely. I think it was about the real life situation story that I mentioned. And after considering, I think I mentioned it that after the buyer actually took into account the $100,000 that he invested in the property, as at today, based on the rate today, he still accounted for significant capital appreciation by investing in that project.
Thank you, Tola. Andrew, I believe that
Does that,
question has been
does that answer the
answered.
question?
Yes? Or do you have another?
Did I answer the question, Andrew?
Okay, so while we wait for Andrew to get to respond to that, he's also asking another. You have to have insider information to position early too and stay ahead of developments too, right?
Absolutely. I think I answered this in the course of the presentation. I mentioned to him that you need to stay abreast of what is happening in the location or the area that is important to you. If you're interested in luxury real estate, you have to stay abreast of happenings, things that are happening in Victoria Island, Ikoyi, and the environs, so that you can quickly key into developments as soon as they happen, basically.
Right. Thank you so much. I believe that question has been answered. Can you drop in the chat box? Thank you. Okay, so this is from Daniel, and he's asking, with luxury homes positioned as a wealth preservation tool, what role does property technology play in reducing operational risk and improving yields for high-end estates? How can integrating prop tech, tech prop tech solutions help luxury developments like those from Veritasi di- differentiate themselves and deliver smarter living experiences that justify premium pricing? Oh my.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is
Yes,
a
I
robust
think you
question.
know what. Let's
What?
just take it one after the other. So I'm just going to read out the first paragraph. So with luxury homes positioned as a wealth preservation tool, what role does property technology play in reducing operational risk and improving yields for high-end estates? Yeah.
Okay. So I would say that I'm just going to answer the question as a whole. PropTech plays an important role in preserving the long-term value of luxury real estate because it improves efficiency, security, and the overall living experience. Features such as smart home system, digital access control, energy management, and predictive maintenance make developments attractive to buyers and tenants while helping to reduce operational inefficiencies. For developers like Veritasi, we integrate these technologies to help our different developments by delivering convenience, sustainability, and a modern lifestyle that today's luxury buyers expect. Ultimately, technology does not replace the fundamentals of a great investment. It just enhances them. And when you combine a prime location with quality construction and smart technology, you create an asset that is better positioned to retain its appeal and long-term value, basically.
Oh, great. Totally amazing, Tola. Well done. Okay, I want to believe that that has been answered. If no, kindly drop in the chat box for further information on that. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is from Andrew again. Hi, Andrew. I have followed Veritasi for a long time indeed. In fact, almost from the beginning. However, Ibadan. I don't think Ibadan is part of our where we are having our properties though. But however, Ibadan and Lagos seem to be where you are focused on. Do you plan to expand out and where? When? How can investors from outside Lagos, Ibadan, from the north generally, do the due diligence without actually visiting? Okay.
Okay. So we currently don't have projects in Ibadan to the best of my knowledge. I know we have in Lagos, we have in Abuja, um, but we are definitely expanding and other places, other locations, like you mentioned, like the north, Ibadan, southwest, will definitely be considered going forward. Thank you.
Great. Okay. So just to add to that, yeah, again, she just said we don't have in Ibadan. So most of the properties that we'll be having, you can have like a whole VR session on that. Okay. So when it's been activated and when all of these things are being when they're put on, you can get to see that even without having to do all the necessary physical visits that you'd want to do. I want to believe that I answered that too. Okay, so can someone
Okay.
actually, oh, this is from Emeka. Hi, Emeka. Can someone actually go for a site inspection for our luxury apartments like Oyster and others?
Absolutely. So we usually ask that you book for an inspection at least 24 hours before the scheduled date, and our sales team are available to assist with that. I, in particular, will personally take you or your clients on a private viewing of the project. So absolutely, we're on standby, readily available to take you once you communicate to us, you give us a heads up, at least 24 hours notice, and would definitely make sure that you have an amazing experience.
Thank you for that, Tola. This is from Christopher. Hi, Christopher. In brief summary, please say prices, offers, and what level the development is, and expected finish time.
So, Christopher, because we have different projects now, we have Tinola Towers, which is expected to be completed Q3 2028. We're piling stage now. In total, we're supposed to do 195 pals. We've done over 115 pals. We have about 80 months to go. And in the next couple of months, we're expected to be done piling, and we can move into full construction. Um, for Oyster Towers, we're moving to site this month. And the timeline for completion is 36 months. 36 months, which is sometime in 2029. I think that's July 2029. So we're moving to site this month for Oyster Towers, basically. So for each of these projects, we have installmental payments. Initial deposit is 25%. You can spread payments over across 36 months, which just to make it as convenient as possible for interested buyers.
Amazing. I hope that has been answered, Christopher. Thank you so much for that question. Hi, Francis. So this is from Francis. How easy will it be to liquidate your assets, your luxury real estate, for those interested in capital gains?
Okay, so one of the things I mentioned when I was talking about luxury, I said, several factors influence the performance of luxury real estate, which is location, pricing, market conditions, and the quality of the assets. And properties in locations like Banana Island and Eco Atlantic generally attract strong investors interest rather than compared to other properties. So if capital appreciation is your objective, I think it is important to look at real estate as a medium to long-term investment rather than a short one. I don't know if answer that question. I'm trying to pull up that question again. How easy is it for those interested?
Okay, how easy will it be to
So
liquidate your
because
asset? Yeah.
for those interested in capital gains, absolutely, because of demand and rental yield in those locations is very high. It is going to be very easy for you to liquidate your assets when you're ready to sell, because there are a lot of people that are interested in those locations. As long as the price that you want to sell, you want to liquidate it for, is also within the market's price, then absolutely it would be fairly easy. I think if I want to put a timeline to it, I would say 1 to 3 months. You should be able to liquidate your assets within 1 to 3 months.
Thank you very much, Tola. So this is from GMX Homes. How do you convince finished property buyers to switch to off-plan property without losing them?
Again, okay, thank you for that question. Real estate is actually luxury real estate, and real estate in general is about trust. If you have trust with your clients and you have they trust you, they've bought with you before. So your word actually holds value with them. So if you tell them to switch from finished properties to off plan because there's actually like a better payment plan, it's more convenient for them, they're able to structure their payments, and you've built that trust quota with them, then there's absolutely no reason why once they also know that the developer that you're referring them to is a developer that has successfully delivered a lot of projects. It has a track record, it has a good reputation, is able to deliver quality projects on time, and is able to actually, come to site, see how far the project is also progressing. And I feel like all these things will help to put his mind at risk because going for off-plan properties, off-plan projects enables you to spread your payments easily, more conveniently, without stretching you, without breaking the bank, and all that. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for that, Tola. Okay, so this is, can you share the execution schedule for Oyster Towers project? Okay, I think this has been answered. Would you like to recap on that, Tola?
I think we missed one. I think before that one, are there any risk with luxury properties?
Oh my, yes, I
Shini?
forgot to take that.
Can I
I'm
take
sorry. I didn't, yeah, so someone is saying I didn't hear anything about risk. Apparently, he had mentioned this earlier, so I think you didn't talk so much on risk. So he's asking again, are there risk with luxury properties?
with every project, every investment rather, there are risks associated with them. Luxury projects to have luxury properties also have risk. And which is one of the reasons why I said before investing, you need to consider several factors. Factors like the developer's track record, the developer's financial strength, what is his reputation, and what is his ability to deliver quality projects on time? Has he delivered any project before? Is this a new developer? Is he known for starting a project and not completing it? Is he known for delivering substandard projects? All these factors are the risks associated with luxury projects too, and which is why it is important that you carry out your due diligence and you also work with a credible and reputable developer, someone that has a track record of delivering quality projects and timely projects too. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Tola. Okay, so I was about taking this one. Can you share the execution schedule for Oyster Towers project? When would the construction commence? I think this has been answered though.
I think I answered this. I mentioned that we're moving to site this month, this July, on or before the end of July. And the completion timeline is 3 months, 36 months rather, 36 months. So that will be sometime in 2029. It's a 21 floor premium apartment. It's a 4 units in total. We have limited availability left. I know most of the 2 beds have been taken. We have a few 3 beds available. We have 4 bedroom apartments available and 1 penthouse that we're not selling anytime soon. So I hope that has answered Kenneth Chukwu's question.
Yeah, hi, Kanechuku. Hope that has been answered. So the next is from Daniel. How can a property tech firm forge a strategic partnership with Veritasi to enhance these developments with smart solutions you intelligently spoke on? Amazing.
Okay. Okay, we welcome strategic partners. Our office is in Parkview, so we would like to, if you could send your proposal or physically bring it to our office, our team, the partners, the CEOs, and the CEO and all the key people will review it and see if this is something that we are interested in. But absolutely, we definitely welcome shapes as much as possible.
Thank you, Tola. A few more. So this is from GK. I want to believe this is from GK. Okay. How do you plan to handle unexpected cost increases? Should subscribers expect price increases or request for additional contributions?
Um, as much as possible, our projects are priced in dollars. And this is because we want to protect ourselves against inflation and devaluation of Naira. And as much as possible, we do not go back to clients. But if situations arise beyond our control, we will communicate. But again, one of the reasons why, we don't go back to clients is because for luxury projects, they are priced in USD to protect the buyers and also to protect us as the sellers too, so that we don't keep going back to you. We don't keep telling you to add more money at the end of the day. So I don't see any reason why that will happen because the project is already priced in USD.
Okay, so that in the meantime, take a breather.
Thank
We've
you.
asked you a
Thank you
lot
so
of
much. I
questions.
love
I'm
the
so
question.
sorry.
I should keep coming. I love it.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so well, in the meantime, I'd love to ask Mr. Bidimi. Mr. Bidimi, are you here? I'd love to throw this one at him. Hello, Mr. Bidimi, are you here?
I,
I
I'm not
think
sure,
he's
but answer
muted.
the question, please. I'm here.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is for Aramide. Okay, thank you
Yes,
very
I
much,
am.
Stephen.
Oh,
Let's see.
Aramide, no.
Oh, hi, Mr. Bidimi. Welcome. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm all right. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening,
Mm.
sir. We're happy to have you. Okay. So this is for Aramide, although Stephen has, helped us on this one. So please, the Aramide, is it completed or still in progress? We just want a bit of, an explanation for that. Thank you.
Well, uh, hello, can you hear me?
Very
Loud and
well.
clear.
Very well.
Yes. Well, Aramide is an ongoing project. There's a long-term vision to it, and there's a short-term. The short-term is what we are currently selling, which is, the first cluster, about 26 units. And as I speak to you, those units are almost, if not gone completely, as I speak to you, in terms of the 26. However, the long-term end of it, we have the long-term end of it is for us to have at least 1,000 units of Aramide, and we currently have a site where that will be done. So that's why I said that is it's an ongoing project. So if you want to plug in now, definitely you will definitely get a unit anytime you choose to come on board.
Thank you, Mr. Bidimi. That was lovely. Okay, Mr. Bidimi, this question, I want to give this to you. This is from Francis. Hi, Francis. Okay, so he's saying, how do you compensate investors when there's a delay in project delivery?
Well, compensations. Okay, don't let me be quick to promise compensations in any way. However, I think what we've been able to do over some of our projects, that have been delayed one way or the other, is, and I think Tola more or less like alluded to it a while ago when she said that you know we try as much as possible not to go back to clients to say, hey, because of the current state of things or the devaluation of of the naira, we need you to to add more. So let me give a classic example from some of our projects. So we have about two projects. That's Campbell Advantage 4 and Campbell Advantage 3. They're currently in the works, and um, they more or less like stretched beyond the agreed timing, and that is a result of the turmoil in the economy. And what my CEO has done so far is to ensure that we bear the brunt and not necessarily go back to the client to burden them with, hey, you have to cough out additional money. So what we do most of the time is to ensure that any additional financial burden, that might accrue as a result of the delay, doesn't come to the client. We end up bearing the brunt at the end of the day to ensure that, our clients are satisfied, because the primary aim of us being in business is to ensure that, our clients are satisfied, and we'll go any length to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bidimi. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is asking for the payment plan. Hi, Emeka. So he's saying, and again, for those, for the both luxury apartments, Oyster Towers, and the rest, how much are these going for, and what's the flexible payment plan like? I think this will be sent across, right? Hi, Tola.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, because it's very detailed. Again, we have 50 units in Tinola, 84 units in Oyster Towers, although we have limited availability, but we'll send that across to you, Emeka, Olisemeka, so that you know. But the payment plan is 36 months of milestone payments. 36 months or milestone payments. Initial deposits is 25%, and you can spread balance payments over the milestone accomplishment, or 36 months, whichever you prefer or your client prefers. I don't know if you're able to.
Thank you for that, Tola. Again, Tola, this question for you. Does this mean luxury real estate is limited to top-notch locations like Ikoyi and the likes? Because I want to know what happens to investments like Itunu Hills, Ebleko, and why nothing has been done to improve the appreciation on the investment.
Wow. Okay. I don't really know much about Itino Hills, but I know that luxury real estate is not limited to Ikoyi, Banana Island, and Eco Atlantic alone. Luxury real estate can be anywhere, but these are the cases that I'm using. These are the developments that have consistently performed in terms of numbers, in terms of return of capital appreciation over time, consistently. This is what the track record has actually shown. And this is why I'm speaking on this. And this is why I would also not stop people from investing in those areas, because it's also, good. But if you want like a faster capital appreciation or quicker, I don't know if there's any word like that, then, I'm speaking to people that are interested in those markets.
Okay, thank you, Tola. While you're having the breather, Mr. Bidimi, can you please chip in a word or two for that question? I would like to take it again. Does this mean luxury real estate is limited to top-notch locations like Ikoyi and the likes? Because I want to know what happens to investments like Itsunu Hills, Eleko, and why nothing has been done to prove the appreciation on the investment, Mr. Bidimi. Hi, Mr. Bidimi, can you hear me?
Thank you. Was muted a while ago. So I think one of the first questions we should ask is, if you say luxury, what does it mean? There are several factors to it. One would be, hey, maybe in terms of the structure itself. What does the structure look like? The aesthetics, the finish, or the finishing rather, of the project itself. Can typify, luxury to some extent. Another thing that defines, luxury would definitely be the location. The location in itself has a way of influencing what you eventually build or you develop in that particular location. And another major factor is, in terms of appreciation in value over time. That defines what luxury is. And finally, it will definitely be, the caliber of people that live there in that particular location. They want to define a certain kind of lifestyle that they want to see, and as a result of that, it defines, the kind of structures you see there, the look and feel, the architectural details, and what have you, because it has to suit a particular status that they want to project. So if you consider all those factors, and I think those are the parameters from which you want to look at luxury. Now, the list of all the factors that I mentioned is the design or the structure itself. Take for instance, you can decide to put a structure in a fantastic building in Ajangbadi. Are you getting it? Is fine, is all right, is good. In fact, everybody's like, oh my god, this is wonderful. But the question then is in terms of value appreciation over time, will Ajangbadi, catch up with current realities than when you situate such a structure in, let's say, VI or an Eco Atlantic or a Banana Island? You understand? And the answer is very clear. Is a no. Yes, it's beautiful. It looks good. It has all the necessary tech, facades, but yet the appreciation in terms of value is very, 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 very low. So if I'm to take out that factor from the list of the things that I mentioned, it simply means that what defines luxury, one, is the status of the individuals there, the value appreciation over time. Then three is the location itself, matters a lot. And then comes, the structure that you put in that particular location. Now, I said that to say that if I said that to jump to the second half of the question, which is Itunu Hills and what have you. Why hasn't anything happened in those spaces? Now, the reason for that, as from my explanation, is very, very clear. That people is not developing at the pace that would attract people to want to move to that axis. Not that people are not buying properties there, they are, but in terms of value appreciation, it is very, very slow, and it takes a longer time for it to appreciate. So, take for instance, I build a structure in Itunu and Itunu Hills or Itunu Residential. It will take like a 10 years or a 5 year or a 15 year for that level of appreciable development in terms of industrialization, in terms of growth to catch up with that space. And investors are more or less like a little bit you know foot draggy when it comes to something like that. Now, um, um, I'm quick to say that the reason investors want to buy a property in those locations is because they are looking into the future. And as an investor, that's what you want to do. You want to lock in a project or a piece of real estate that you know that in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, this thing will have a higher value that you will reap in the future. It's like insuring money for a very long time, or investing or fixing it for a very long time with the hope that one day it will definitely develop. That's why investors do that. But if you want developments that will yield returns as quickly as possible, then you want to move closer to the city center in terms of VI, Ikoyi, or Eco Atlantic, as we're talking. So for us at Veritas, it's not as if we abandoned Itunu Hills or the Itunu series. No, we didn't. What we are trying to do to get our subscribers to come to site is um, this Aramide that we are currently situating there, to ensure that people come and develop their own units as well. And then also in Itunu City, part of the things that we're trying to do there is to, currently if you go there, you see a rice mill there, and like industrialization, trying to create, the atmosphere that will attract people to come down there, and develop their project or invest in that space. So from our own end, that's what we're doing. And I hope I've been able to throw more light on that question.
Yes, sir, you have. Thank you so much. That was very lovely. Thank you so much, Mr. Bidimi. Okay, so let's just have one more. Land in Ikoyi, Aditola, this for you. Land in Ikoyi are extremely expensive. Do you think the valuation is right, or is it based on human perception? Perception, I mean, sorry.
Um, To be honest, I think it's a combination of both, the valuation and the perception that a particular development or an area has, that actually goes a long way in determining the cost. For example, Bodilon, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria lives on Bodilon. Of course, because of that human perception that, the president lives there, the cost of land in that area will be significantly high. It's based on the valuation. It's also based on the perception, the prestige that is associated with living in that environment. So that goes a long way in determining, the how expensive a project is going to be.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Salah. Thank you very much, Mr. Bidimi. Thank you for your contributions. Okay, so as we wrap up today, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone who joined us. Your time, your questions have really made this session truly worthwhile. If you're interested in taking things further, our Veritasi Homes team is available for private consultations. Whether you have questions about a specific property, payment plan, or you simply want a one-on-one walkthrough of our portfolio, we are on ground. There is a feedback in the chat box. Kindly fill that up, please, so that we get to know how the session went and also to prepare to improve on further sessions. Thank you very much. You can reach us out using the WhatsApp number 070-476-77053, or you send us an email at hello@veritasihomes.com. You can also visit our office or check our website at veritasihomes.com for more details. Again, the feedback form, kindly fill that. Thank you once again for being with us today. We look forward to helping you find not just a property, but a legacy. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a good night rest.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Chini.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Steve.
Tola.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you.